They say, where is the mercy of the Prophet, peace be upon him, by stoning a woman? She came and confessed, and she said that I committed adultery and I need to be executed. The Prophet actually, peace be upon him, was hoping that she doesn't come back. Another person came and he told the Prophet, peace be upon him, that there is a man that was committing adultery. So the Prophet ﷺ said, have you covered him by your jacket or by your coat? In other words, have you covered his sin and you didn't say about it? So the Prophet ﷺ did not want to execute people just because they committed adultery or something like that. Committing adultery is a prescribed punishment, and it is a capital punishment. The Messenger of Allah, peace and blessing upon him, said, it is not permitted to shed the blood of any Muslim who testifies that there is no God but Allah and that I am his prophet, except in 3 cases. A soul for a soul, that means if someone kills. In the case of murder, the married man who commits adultery, and the one who forsakes his religion and abandoned the Jama'ah. Stoning is a capital punishment, so the rulings are almost impossible to execute them. They are not there to be applied but to deter people, to make them avoid doing the sin, to scare them not to do it in the society because it harms the society. They are about the security of the society. Committing adultery in the society actually ruins the society. We have children outside of the wedlock who do not know who's the father, right? And overall, doing it in public and talking about it in public and bragging about it and being proud of it in public, it really ruins the psychology of the children and ruins the psychology of the society and takes the society into a dark place. So if we talk about, let's say, stealing, right? If someone stole, then the capital punishment of stealing after being advised twice or warned twice is cutting the hand, right? But what if someone left the keys in their car intentionally? Someone is walking by and found the key and the car in front of him, and he stole it. Is his hand cut? No. It's the fault of the person who left the car unsecured. So we have to see the evidences and the motivations and the rulings before we go and execute. The execution has to be commanded by the ruler, by the judge. It is not like anybody, okay, I saw, let's say someone is committing adultery, I'm just going to take the sword and cut their heads. It doesn't work this way. Stoning is not for committing adultery itself, because committing adultery for the unmarried is lashing. The stoning adultery for the ones that they are married. In other words, stoning adultery here is for the cheating, not for the ones that they are not married. They're not married, they don't have any relationship, they go and do some kind of haram relationship, so they get lashed. So they won't do it again, because they have to do it within the wedlock. But when it comes to someone committing adultery, and he is married, or she is married, then she's cheating, or he's cheating on his wife, or her husband. A man should trust his wife not to be cheating, and the same thing for the woman. According to some opinions, stoning is also not a new ruling, but it is a previous ruling that it was prescribed in the Torah as well. There is no Quranic verse that talks about stoning the adultery. There are few opinions talk about this, and it is not only about women, but it is also about men. So stoning the adultery is not only for women if she cheat on her husband, but also for men who cheat on their wife as well. That's the equality. The other thing is, in order for someone to be stoned and he's cheating, you have to have 4 witnesses. You have to have 4 witnesses. And the scholars, they say that those 4 witnesses, they have to see the real thing happening. Like, they have to see the intercourse happening. Not just like, for example, the touching or the kissing. That's not considered the adultery. Okay, that's considered fornication. That's haram, of course. We're not supposed to do it. It's a sin. But no, here is talking about four witnesses that they see the thing is happening. They see the details are happening, right? And the scholars, they say porn movies and so on, even if the person who's doing it is Muslim, those are not considered from the what we're talking about over here. So it has to be with four witnesses. How can someone be committing adultery with four witnesses unless they do it in the street? Right? So in other words, this ruling is almost impossible to be executed. But we know if it happened, it corrupts the psychology of the children and it corrupts the society as well. Right? So thank you so much. I hope that I answered your question. Jazakumullah khair.